Hello, fellow graduates. I'm Tiffany Mead. I graduated Business Administration at the Management concentration at Ivany campus. Our college experience was like a road. Some of it was paved and easy to move around on. Some of it was full of curves and speed bumps, which made it tougher to navigate through. But we did it. My fellow 2021 graduates, we finally made it to graduation day, a day to celebrate all of our hard work and achievements. We should also take this time to recognize that we could not have done this alone. We could not have succeeded without the many people that we had standing in our corner. Thank you to the family members, the friends, the student services advisors, the instructors, tech support, and all the other wonderful staff at NSCC. My journey at NSCC began in the fall of 2019, and I had no idea what to expect. I can tell you one thing, I never thought that I would have an instructor suggest that I should apply for valedictorian. Along the road, we all had our own little speed bumps to hurdle over. But one thing I do not think any of us ever expected was the challenge of facing a global pandemic and spending a year learning online. Thinking back to the first day, I remember shaking with excitement that I had finally dared to apply to college. My excitement was followed with total anxiety because I had no idea what was coming next. I am sure that we all went through a mixture of emotions during our experiences here, and all achieved more than we ever could have expected. As the shy girl who typically sits in the front of the classroom and chooses to speak to my small group of peers, I feel like over the last 2 years, I've made unbreakable connections. Before being accepted into NSCC, I had viewed the idea of college with a negative connotation. High school was very difficult for me because my focus was often on my anxiety. I had constant thoughts that I would be a failure and nothing would work out for me. These thoughts would follow me into my first year of business administration at NSCC. Immediately following the first test that I had in accounting, I was sure I had failed. I remember being one of the last people to finish the test, and I was not feeling confident in my abilities. I had a pivotal moment after my instructor informed me that I had made a 94% on the test. After days of beating myself up with thoughts of failure, I was in a state of shock. At the same time, I was overjoyed. He gave me very clear instructions to walk to the nearest bathroom, look in the mirror, and thank myself. I was the only one to thank for that accomplishment. With my newfound confidence, I felt empowered to get out of my comfort zone. I began to pick the groups I wanted to be a part of and interacted with a variety of new classmates. Throughout this journey, there were so many experiences that were not the most glamorous, but they ended up leaving us with some of the greatest memories. For example, none of us were fans of how much time we spent cramming for tests in study rooms, but that's where we laughed the hardest. I dreaded driving into the parking lot to hop on the shuttle at 7 a.m., but that's where I met my best friends. I really struggled with writing my 6-word story assignment, but that's where I learned the most about my own journey. I was not too fond of switching to an online learning environment either, but that's where I exceeded all of my expectations. I am sure that all of you can think of memories just like this, but I challenge you to find the positive that came out of those situations. Although the regular speed bumps that come along with being a college student are tough enough, we also had a global pandemic that forced us to face a new reality that none of us expected. We shifted online, and our college experience as we knew it completely changed. There was no more rushing around for coffee with friends. Instead, we brought our laptops around our houses, and any time was a good time to grab coffee. The last in the study rooms turned into Microsoft Teams meetings, text messages, group chats, and FaceTime calls. The praying for library computers to speed up and print our assignments went away because everything was submitted online. The commute to school was replaced with rolling out of bed and pressing the power button on your computer. Well, maybe that one was just me. These countless adaptations have taught us some meaningful lessons, like how to make the most out of every moment, work together as a community, and build friendships online. In addition, we learned how to step back and look at the big picture, because some of the people that you feel have it all together may be struggling too. Finally, we learned how bonding over similar experiences can bring people closer together. Every group project on Teams, every presentation, every test, every conversation, we did it together. Although we did not necessarily see each other every day, we all had no choice but to interact with one another. And I think that brought us closer together than ever before. The moral of the story is, we were able to persevere through these unprecedented times. Even though there were unexpected challenges along the way, like online classrooms during a global pandemic, we still made it here successfully. The challenges that we faced and the lessons that we learned will no doubt be valuable as we continue to our next steps. Whether you plan to move on to university, get a job in your new field, or completely switch programs, the knowledge that we gained from NSCC will continue to follow us. Although there will continue to be unexpected speed bumps along the way, we will always find a way over them. The confidence, teamwork, and dedication we have learned within the last couple of years has proven to us that we can make it through anything that stands in our way. We know that regardless of what we plan on doing in our future, we will achieve success. Congratulations to us, the graduating class of 2021. We did it.